Hi, welcome to the new video. I am Rohit Desai, co-founder of JB Experts. In this video, we are going to discuss on air containers. We have already seen the cargo containers, which is through the sea routes. You have already the video on the channel. So if you have not visited and you want to deal in sea containers, please go and watch that video. So in this video, we are going to see like how do the air containers works and what are the specifications, what are the different types of air containers that we can opt for. So when you are sending a small packages which doesn't have a volume, but the prices can be anything because all this jewelry is gold and all the other materials which has to be exported that goes through the air containers. So whenever you're planning to such exports, then what you can do is you can opt for these kind of a containers, and this is one of the website of a manufacturer of the containers. So you can see this FedEx containers. These are all these typical companies procure the containers from the manufacturers. They, as a company, it could be Tata, it could be Air India, or any company you name it, they don't manufacture it. They get it manufactured from a third party manufacturers. These people will send the containers to them based on the order. So here, what are the types of containers that we can deal with? So you have the varieties. There is something called as main deck, lower deck, FRC. So these are all the fire resistant containers. So wherever they have written F, so if you're using those containers that are typically used only in the sense of saying that okay, the products which is coming with the box which has a fire point and that can catch fire sometimes. So in that case, they are going to use fire resistant containers. If you are dealing in any product which can catch fire, please make sure your freight forwarder who is going to book your air containers, they need to be aware of it, right? So here the main container. When you go to the main containers, you can check all in LBs. So these are all something like you can divide it. Look at this thing. These goes, if you see the airway like airline shape, when you travel to the airline, it's like a curve, it's like a oval shape. So in that oval shape, this has to fit in either upside or a downside. So these are something called as upper deck, because upper deck will be like this, lower deck will be like this. So in that case, whenever its upper deck is like this, the shape of the cargo will be in the same shape so that it moves in and fits to the upper surface. So this is how the whole thing is being managed. So if you see other side, like okay, your luggage compartment is there are other spaces, because every airline wants to earn money. They just don't think such that these containers are used only in cargo planes. These are also used in the domestic planes, because every domestic plane has a size or a space allotted for especially for managing the logistics. So this is how the whole thing works. So when you're exporting something, when you're planning something, you can check with your freight forwarder, ask him like what is the measurement, what's the capacity, what are the details, and which airline he is using, and to your destination. Because here, when it comes to sea, the other country also needs to have a sea route, or else you need to do it as a halfway to the port to port is a sea route and then it goes by road. But here in airline, you have a vast network. You don't need to worry on saying that okay, will the plane there? If there is an airport, it will go for sure. And there are a lot of service providers. There is nothing like specifically saying that okay, you need to talk to the airline, and then like what we have been doing about shipments, we don't need to talk to the shipping line, we can talk to the freight forwarders. Even in here, you don't need to talk to the airline, you can talk to your freight forwarders. These people will have a capacity to book the air containers, and then they can help you. Just make sure that 8080 is the license holder, so that they can manage it very well. So there are particular set of licenses the freight forwarder should hold at least to work with, or it shows their credibility, right? So that's something which you can look at. So it's like AAA, AAX. So lot of containers valid here. Look at this. These containers are the half containers. So you can use it at a half portion. So other part, there will be additional piece. So here, these are the lower containers, where at the lower space, this will be stored. Yeah. These are the lower, these are the main one. And what you can do is you can go and click on individual thing, and get to see the specifications and the dimensions of it. But what I'm saying again, like the one what we have done in the cargo shipment, every company has its own measurement sizes and depends on what kind of a utility is being used for. So every airline will be having their own measurement. So in that case, you need to be very sure what are you checking for and what are the materials or something is being used. And if you are looking for a different sizes, it may be not compatible for your thing, then you need to change your airline, because 99% of the time, if a company as a, for example, we'll take it as a airline, any XYZ airline. So what XYZ do is they'll give a bulk order. They don't place it one or two orders. They'll place bulk orders, and these containers will be in the standard size. If you feel this size is not okay, then instead of asking and waiting for the same airline, shift the airline and check with a different airline. They may have given the containers order to someone else and they also have the standard. But 99% the measurements are going to be something similar, here and there just a bit of tuning. But if that makes sense for you, your product, then yeah, please go ahead. And this is for the people who wants to send it in containers. You can send it in open parcels also. What they'll do, the open parcels comes consolidated, and then they'll hire one container and they put all the containers things here. For example, FedEx has its own planes and all, but just in case as a FedEx doesn't have it in a particular country, they don't have a whole fleet operations. In those cases, what they do is they hire one container in that one airline based on the volume. What they do is they take one container, put all your small pieces, boxes, align it here, put it a pack, and then send it to the designated countries. So there are a lot of other mechanisms gets into picture, but this is what the major thing what you can look at. So here one is upper, while second is lower, and then FRC. FRC is typically the container can be upper or lower, but it's fire resistant. So that is something. If your product needs that kind of a security, it can catch fire, because a lot of laptops and all of this comes with the batteries, right? So it can catch fire. So in those cases, these containers are typically used for those reasons. Okay. Look at these containers. This is the open space. They load it here. They stack everything and send it across. Okay. What is the other way to work it around? Okay. These are the air cargo containers. Okay. Let me see how we can do if it's not the container. I don't want a container, I want to do it a pallet. Pallet is nothing but a metal piece where you can stack your product and wrap it. You have a proper measurement, you wrap it, put it into that pallet will be lifted to the airline. So that with the pallet, it goes inside, stays there. Once the destination has come out, it will be taken out and dispatched to the end customer. But this is how the pallet system works. You can use any pallets. There are a lot of sizes. If you want to use the pallet system, you need to make sure that it's a standard or it's a heavy duty based on the product what you are exporting. Here you cannot send propellers. You can't send a heavy duty machines, because airline doesn't manufacture the air like a plane based on your product requirement. Something universal, if you have done something abnormal, then it has to go through sea routes. Only standard products, if it's heavy duty, still they can give you a pallet which has a heavy weight, but these are not comparing to your propellers or the engines or the machineries what I've shown you before. Engines and all can be carried because it's a big feed cargoes you can get, but still there are something that the measurement or the size of that product has to fit in. And if I have to tell you, these are damn expensive. Any product, whenever you are shipping any products to the through airline, it's going to be expensive. Just the thing is, if your buyer is ready to pay for it, there is no harm. Go ahead and book a airline. But if the buyer is not ready, the price of the product is too expensive, then this will not work. So be sure. If I have to tell you, the pomegranate grains, like what you have the pomegranates, they open it up, they get all the seeds out, and then they pack it, and then they ship it. These are all done through airlines. So some products has a very good margins, so this airline cost can be managed, or else in some products it cannot be done at all. If it's perishable, for example, my bakery product has 7 days of expiry. In those cases, I can't depend on a sea line, because the container will reach after 4-5 days. If another 2 days is left for the expiry, In those cases, it may not be good or it may not taste the good, right? So in those cases, if it's a need of the product, lifespan of the product, security of the product, faster or urgency of the product, these are all depends what is the option that you have to pick. You need to go for an airline or do you need to go with the sea routes, okay? Then next comes the air cargo, which is nets. So typically when you're sending any products to the global market, you can also, if it's a volume is big, you can use nets with the security or a protection of a safety, which we call it as a FSS, again fire resistant. If you see any products which can catch fire, this is how they use it. It's a fire containment cover, so that is being protecting. If something catches fires in the plane, still that will be not affecting the other products. So safety of your product will be always taken first, because more your product, the plane is expensive, rest all is damn expensive. So they will make sure your products are in a rightly conditions sent out. But accidents can happen. It's not like planned or something. It can happen anytime. So in those cases, what they do is they use particular materials which covers the fire. And if something fire catches up also, they have lot of instruments to safeguard it. And even these kind of materials are being taken as extra precautions. So that works well. Dimension, sizes, everything is on the dimensions. You cannot go overboard or underboard about it. So you need to be sure. Are you looking for standard or FCC based on your requirement? And you can see anything of your sizes. The only thing here is you're not going to talk directly to the airlines. So whenever you want to book a cargo, you can go to FedEx, DHL websites. You can check what they are offering. Along with that, if you want a bit cheaper option, saying that, okay, let me freight forwarder handle the whole thing, then you need to talk to your freight forwarder. They can directly associate with the airlines and they can offer you a better price. So that possibilities are there. I don't say that they are always cheaper, but still compared to FedEx, DHL, they have the premium services. So the prices are always going to be up. So if you want a bit a lesser one, then you can hire a freight forwarder. And if you commit a volume saying that, okay, every week or every month or every day, these are the volume I will give you a commitment. Based on this, you bill me up. So in that case, airline is getting benefited because they have optimizations on the usage or the storage. So they always make that much of money fixed. So in those cases, they will offer you a discount. Then you can take that benefit and go ahead. But when you are saying like, okay, it's a one-time deal, I'm not sure, then yeah, the probabilities of getting a discount or a better pricing may be not in your scope. If you're doing it once in a time, not really required, right? So this is a container manufacturing company. So whatever the containers are here, so there are a number of companies. I don't say these are the only companies, but yeah, this is a pretty good website to refer, like, okay, what is the maximum weight I can put in, what is a tear load, and what is the dimension of the container. So whenever you want to refer, you can say that, sir, do you have a container of this at this capacity, and can I use this thing? So if they have a availability of this type of containers, you can manage your products according to it, right? So there is a curve, there is a measurement, so you have to check each and every aspect, and then you need to put the materials into the container. Or else use pallets. So these pallets are pretty easy to align the products on the box, wrap it up and keep it ready. They'll come and pick it up, right? So this is also option. Then obviously the net one, which is more secure. Your products will not be misplaced, and they have counts and the insurance comes with it. But here when you are sending air containers, the security options are too good. Along with that, the custom clearances and everything will be managed by your freight forwarder. You don't need to break your head into it. So these are the simple concepts. If you just want to refer anything here, just visit this website, go through each and individual thing and understand the measurement, the sizes, whatever is required, whatever is not required, and then give a call to your freight forwarder or give a call to us. We will help you out what measurements is something for your product we can help you with. So catch you up in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this. Please, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit a like button. If you have not watched our full series of export import learning business, please go ahead and watch the whole series. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.